Hello everyone, I am back once again, and this is going to be a Wi-Fi match for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. If you saw my last video, you should already know that my opponent for this match is going to be Aprater54 once again, since I did ask him after our match in Sword and Shield if he wanted to actually do one for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, to which he accepted, which is actually nice. And as far as my channel is concerned, I'm also just kind of glad that I actually can showcase a Wi-Fi match in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, just given the fact that it's been a while since I last showcased one. In fact, all of my matches previously have mostly been from Sword and Shield or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so it's kind of like, you know, it's quite refreshing to finally showcase something related to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, especially just given the fact that I'm quite a nostalgia freak for this game. But yeah, here we are now. So my team is obviously going to be the Sharpedo team that I've been using in some of my previous Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl matches. As for my opponent, however, he has something a lot scarier. He has Cloyster once again. Like, how many Cloysters am I going to deal with in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? Seriously. But yeah, he has that. He has Heracross. He has Gliscor, Gardevoir, Houndoom, and Masquerain. Now, obviously, this team can be pretty obnoxious, honestly, just given the fact that he has a Cloyster for one thing. And he also has a Masquerain, which is definitely going to be a Sticky Webs user, honestly, just because, you know, why else would you bring a Masquerain? Although he did say it was a test team, interestingly enough, which honestly, you know, I personally don't care, honestly, because he can literally bring a Little Cup team against my OU mixed team, but the goal is still going to remain the same, obviously, and that is to win. But anyways, so here, after looking at his team, I decided to lead off with the Clefable here, because I kind of anticipated him to want to maybe lead off with the what's it called? The Masquerain. It was either that or the Gliscor. I have Ice Beam on this Clefable too, so if he led with the Gliscor, I would have just probably gone for the Ice Beam right here. But he ends up leading with the Masquerain, which is fine with me, honestly, because if he tries to go for those Sticky Webs, I will actually just go for the Stealth Rocks and just even up the playing field at that. However, my decision on that was actually ultimately changed here. The reason being was because I was actually reminded of the very fact that this Masquerain, while it does get Sticky Webs, can also get Quiver Dance, and if he goes for that right now, that could be problematic, since I don't think Clefable can really do much to this thing. And I don't remember if Masquerain can get Roost or not, but, you know, if he can, that'd be very problematic, obviously. So, yeah, I decided to just stay in and just go for damage real quick before doing anything else. I end up going for the Moonblast. He actually does end up going for the Sticky Webs. So, because he went for Sticky Webs, I was kind of thinking, okay, that means he probably doesn't have the Quiver Dance, because honestly, why would you have Quiver Dance if you have Sticky Webs, no? So I decided to go for the Stealth Rocks right away, right here, to even up the playing field. However, here he reveals that he actually does have the Quiver Dance, and I was just like, oh damn, he actually does have it. He did say this was a test team, so that kind of makes sense, honestly. So here we go. Here, after getting the Stealth Rocks, obviously, as soon as I saw the Quiver Dance, I was just like, okay, because of the Spatak drop that neutralized the +1 from the Quiver Dance on the special attack, I actually figured, you know what, let's switch into Arcanine, and hopefully we can take a Water-type move if he goes for it. To which, you're going to see right now that he actually doesn't end up going for the Water move, but he could have, honestly, and that could have been dangerous, honestly, especially if he ended up critting this, honestly. And if that move was Hydro Pump, because I think if Scald, I think even if a crit, it would have probably been able to take it, honestly. But I'm not sure on that, honestly. But yeah, here we go. I do take it. It was just an Air Slash, honestly, that he went for, not a Water move, so that's actually good. And now I'm just going to go for the E-Speed here and take this thing out so that this thing doesn't be giving me more of a headache, honestly. So, yeah. But now we have to see what else he wants to bring in now. And I was kind of anticipating the Gliscor, honestly, to come in here. Just because, yeah, I don't think anything else on his team was going to appreciate Arcanine. So, here we go. He's going to now send in the Gliscor, yes. And I think here, obviously, I decided to switch out because, obviously, I don't want to take an Earthquake from this thing. He could also go for U-turn, but I wasn't sure if he'd want to go for that right now, because maybe it's a little too early in game, possibly, I don't know. But I ultimately decided to just go into Tangrowth just because I didn't want the Arcanine to take an Earthquake. For me, I was just more scared of Earthquake than anything else at the moment. So, yeah. But here, I'm going to take Sticky Webs damage, which doesn't matter. Well, not damage, but, you know, like, I'm going to lose speed because of Sticky Webs. Damage, imagine Sticky Webs actually inflicting damage. That shit would just be broken, honestly. But anyways, so yeah, here he went for the Agility, which kind of freaked me out at first because I was starting to think this was maybe a double dancing set. But he actually doesn't end up going for the Swords Dance here. He actually ends up going for the Ice Fang instead, which, yeah, it could be scary if this guy actually tends to get a lot of freezes here. I thankfully thought of this one, but I ended up flinching regardless, so it's just kind of like, damn. I was trying to go for a Leech Seed here, but that flinch pretty much prevented me from doing so, which is kind of annoying actually. But it could have been a lot worse, honestly. I could have been frozen, honestly, and not be able to do anything afterwards. But anyways, here I'm going to try it once again to go for the Leech Seed. He's going to go for knock off and knock off my leftovers, which is fine, since I'm going to get some Leech Seed recovery right here. And then after this, I'm going to try to switch out into something else, because I figured I can now. Since the plan here was basically to send in Clefable, because I do have Ice Beam for this Glisker, and I was kind of hoping my opponent wouldn't see this coming. So I figured, okay, with this Leech Seed here, my Clefable will definitely be able to take a hit, get some recovery, and then proceed to attack it with the Ice Beam. So I figured, okay. It kind of sucks that I can't get any damage with the Leech Seed itself on the Gliscor because of the Toxic Orb negating the Leech Seed damage, but at least the Pokemon that I switch in or stay in with is going to at least get some recovery, honestly. Such as in this case, where he goes for Ice Fang on my Clefable. And thankfully does not freeze me, because honestly if he did, then that would have just been savage, honestly. My luck is pretty terrible in Generation 8, so that's always going to be something I fear, honestly. But yeah, so here, I believe he tries to stay in and go for the Earthquake, thankfully, because, you know, if I actually went for this Ice Beam on the Masquerain, which could have been good because of the fact that it's super effective on Masquerain, he probably would have seen this coming, honestly. But because I never went for Ice Beam on the Masquerain, he's just going to stay in here and just basically go for this Earthquake, and I'm going to be able to actually, surprisingly enough, actually one-shot this Gliscor. Which was not what I was expecting when I first got this Ice Beam off. I thought it was going to be at the very least a 2-hit KO, but I was actually shocked at how it one-shotted it entirely, given that this Clefable was not even offensively invested in any capacity, I believe. I could be wrong on that though, but I definitely don't think it was invested whatsoever in any sort of special attack. So I don't know. But anyways, here, with the Gliscor out of the way, now we're going to see what he wants to bring in now. And from the looks of it, it is the Houndoom. And this Houndoom is also scary for Clefable because of the fact that it can have Sludge Bomb. It can take a Moonblast and then hit me with a Sludge Bomb, or he can go for the Nasty Plot and then go for Sludge Bomb and then take out my Clefable entirely. So I was just thinking, okay, am I ready to let Clefable go down? I was looking at my team and I figured, yeah, I think Flygon can kind of just take this thing out, but what I need to make sure is that this Houndoom is, well, you know, fully crippled. In fact, I think I could have actually just, you know, switch in Flygon, but the thing is that I didn't want to risk taking a Dark Pulse, honestly. I didn't want to take any damage on the Flygon, is basically what I was trying to say. Plus, my opponent did say this was a test team, so what if this thing is actually like a Choice Scarf set or something? And I don't want to risk that, obviously, so I just stayed in because of that, honestly, to take whatever he wants to go for, even if it was the Sludge Bomb. Interestingly enough, it was actually just a Destiny Bond, which is kind of odd on a Clefable, honestly, just because Clefable is not really known for one-shotting things, unless it's Gliscor, of course. But that's only if I even have Ice Beam, honestly. But generally, Clefables are not known for one-shotting things, unless they're super effective, which Clefable I don't think gets anything that's super effective for Houndoom. I don't know if it gets Rock Smash or something like that, but that move sucks on Clefable. I don't know. But he went for it, honestly. And here I'm going to try to go for a Moonblast again. He's now going to reveal the Nasty Plot, which is like, okay. I actually thought he was going to go for this the first time, for the first turn that he sent out this Houndoom, but he did not for some reason. So yeah, because of that, I actually have this thing completely crippled now. And if he takes out my Clefable, then literally the only thing I have to worry about now is just finishing it off once I, you know, switch in whatever it is that I want to send in, you know. I just have to be very careful with the Sticky Webs, because those things are still on the field, obviously, for me. So yeah. Now here he's going to reveal to not even have the Sludge Bomb, interestingly enough. He actually went for Flamethrower here, which I actually do take, surprisingly enough. I thought that even at +2 I was still not going to be able to take the Flamethrower, but was actually surprised when it actually did. And because of that, I was actually able to take out the Houndoom from where it was here, which was insane. So this Clefable is actually putting in quite an amount of work, actually, which is interesting. I usually don't expect Clefables to put in this much work. They usually are just there to take hits and then, you know, slowly cripple things by attacking it with its moves that are not invested in any offensive power whatsoever. So I'm actually impressed that it's actually putting in work now. But yeah, so here's going to come the Cloyster now. And this Cloyster obviously can do one of two things. Attack me and just finish off this Clefable, or in this case, just go for the Shell Smash. I ended up predicting the latter, and because of that, yeah, he's going to go for this Shell Smash and be at +1. And I'll admit that I was even freaked out here because of the fact that he also turns out to have a White Herb right here that restores the -1 that it had. But ultimately, I'm just going to end up finishing this thing off with the Moonblast anyway. Which is kind of interesting because I always get scared that this thing is gonna live regardless of whether or not it actually you know, took rocks damage, because right now, like, the rocks damage pretty much negated the sash that it had. But you know, even without the sash, sometimes I always felt like these things could take a hit before going for shell smash and then running house, honestly. So yeah, I was kind of scared here, but thankfully I made the right play here, and just by going for the Moonblast, because as you saw, he probably was anticipating me to switch out, probably to preserve Clefable for whatever reason. But you know, that is possible, honestly. I've had people do that to me as well. So yeah, but anyways, with Cloyster out of the way, now I feel a lot more confident in winning this match. I just need to see how I can do it. He does bring in this Gardevoir now, and this Gardevoir was kind of scaring me a little bit as well, because seeing all the setup mons that my opponent has shown so far, I was kind of thinking that this Gardevoir might be no different, basically. Like, it could be a Calm Mining set with Substitute or something, and I was just wondering if I wanted to leave Clefable in for that. I think I ultimately do end up just staying in and just attacking, just to see how much I can do with Moonblast. Plus, I didn't want to give him a free substitute, so yeah. But either way, he just ends up going for the Moonblast here, so, and takes out my Clefable, which is, it's fine, honestly. Clefable did a lot of work in this match, honestly, so I'm quite proud of that, honestly. But anyways, here now I'm trying to see what I want to send in now. I have to remember that the sticky webs are still up, so I don't want to send in something like Raikou or Arcanine and have this thing take you know, unnecessary damage. So I sent in Tangrowth right here, and the reason I sent in Tangrowth was because the Gardevoir, rather than setting up, just went for a straight up attack, so that kind of made me wonder, is this choiced? And because of that, I wanted to knock off to see if it would actually be Choice Scarf or Choice Specs, or if it's even Choice for that matter, honestly. And as you can see, he does go for Moonblast yet again. So again, this is just kind of making me think, is it Choice? And it was, as you saw. It was Choice Scarf, which is actually good for me to know, because now I can actually bring in any of my mons afterwards and just outspeed it. Well, not really, actually, because Sticky Webs are still a thing, but I could definitely send in Sharpedo, Protect, get my Speed Boost neutralized, and, you know, be able to dish out damage to whatever's left on his team. And in Gardevoir's case, because I actually was able to survive this second Moonblast with the Tangrowth, I can get additional damage on this thing, and then eventually finish it off, basically, with Sharpedo. Because, yeah, after losing this Tangrowth right here, I'm actually going to try to send in Sharpedo, just because I could finish it off with the Arcanine as well, but you know me. I like to make things work with Sharpedo, and I do whatever it takes to actually make that eventually happen. So because I lose the Tangrowth right here, I'm going to end up sending in Sharpedo right afterwards. I do double check here, obviously, to make sure that this is a Jolly Sharpedo, not an Adamant Sharpedo, because, you know, I always get kind of nervous when I have Adamant Sharpedo, because I always feel like it's not going to be able to outspeed certain mons that have a close enough base speed to possibly outspeed Sharpedo if it's not Jolly nature, you know? So, yeah, I was just trying to keep mind of that. That's why I double checked to see if it was a Jolly nature one, and it is, so. Here, I'm going to just go for the Protect, so that the speed boost is actually like restoring my average speed and whatnot, so that I can outspeed the Gardevoir, now that I know it's not Scarfed anymore, thanks to the knockoff. And here, I'm basically going to try to go for the Waterfall. I wanted to go for Crunch here because, you know, Crunch is actually my favorite move when it comes to using Sharpedo, but I had to go for Waterfall because the last mon on his team is actually the Heracross, and that resists Crunch because it's a fighting type. So because of that, I had to basically go for the Waterfall. But that's fine, honestly, because at least I take out this Gardevoir, and now I get another speed boost as well. So if the, the Heracross is Scarfed, I can still outspeed it and just go for a more damage. And then from there, if I lose Sharpedo, just finish it off with the Arcanine in E-Speed, you know? Now here's going to come the Heracross right here. It's going to take Rocks damage. Because of this Rocks damage, I wanted to believe that I can actually take out the Heracross here with one Waterfall, especially since I'm Life Orb now. So I figured I should be able to take it out, no? However, unfortunately for me, because I am Jolly Nature Sharpedo, I actually am not able to take out this Heracross in one hit. However, I do manage to flinch it, which is amazing, because this is Sharpedo we're talking about, which means that now, because of that flinch, I can just simply finish this thing off with Sharpedo, which is excellent, because this is exactly what I wanted, to finish yet another match with Sharpedo. This time I take out 2 mons this time rather than 1, like the previous 2 times that I finished the match off with Sharpedo, which is cool because this does give me the whole late game Sharpedo sweep vibe, even though it was only 2 months. Usually it takes 3 or 4 months or 3 or more months to actually consider it a Sharpedo slip, but I actually am content with this late game cleanup that Sharpedo accomplished here, since it is very difficult to pull off, honestly, given that it's Sharpedo, obviously. Sharpedo is just unfortunately made of paper, you know, but it is what it is. So yeah, that was quite a match, honestly. We actually won that 4-0, crazily enough, but you know, the guy did say it was a test team, so, but you know, man, no matter what, I try to win regardless, so yeah, and we did, and it was with Sharpedo, which is amazing. But anyways, that's going to be it for this match. Thank you all for watching it. Hope to catch you guys for the next one, whenever I get to it. For now, just take it easy, and have yourselves a good one.